So in this video, we're going to be talking about how to legally hire employees in Georgia. My name is Lika. I'm a founding partner of Nomos Georgia. We are based in Tbilisi and we specialize mainly in immigration and business law. So while considering hiring someone abroad, you have to also consider the local laws as well as transnational laws. Anywhere you go to hire someone, especially in Georgia, I would highly recommend to get to know the laws, especially labor laws in the country, and then proceed with it. Just keep in mind that Georgia is a big expat hub, which means that while hiring in Georgia, you not only be getting someone that is local, but you can hire someone that has different background, different knowledge. So it's a quite big market to choose from. Now, the biggest question that people ask me often is, how do I make sure I'm compliant with the local laws? First of all, you need a lawyer. There's no other way to go around it. I don't think when you are new to the country, and I don't think when you go somewhere that is not familiar for you, especially legal and tax-wise, I think you need an expert opinion to hire someone, to pay your taxes, to open the company, and so forth. When it comes to finding an employer that suits your expectations, I think the best way is through LinkedIn, Facebook, and personal references. It is also really important to the background check on people, and also it is really important to have a good and sophisticated contracts. I also want to discuss some of the main laws and main rules in the labor code. First of all, it is really important to have a written employment contract where you can state your expectations, where you can state your obligations and your employees' obligations, and where both parties know what to expect from each other. Generally, it is not really easy to manage someone if you do it remotely. So one way to do it, and the most efficient way, is to have a company here, to incorporate a company here and set up all the structures, which is the payrolls, your employment contracts, management of the company, and have an office here. So the main thing you should consider and you should write down in your employment contract is the wage. We don't really have minimum wages here, but we have minimum expectations. And we have the average salary of 400 USD. It is really low, but the wage is really individual and it can be assessed with individual cases. And it can be assessed through the knowledge of the person, through the experience and different expectations that one has. Also, while hiring the employee, you may also consider having them as an employee or individual contractor. We have different type of structures when it comes to employment. You can have someone as a lawyer and you can have someone as individual contractor. It depends on working hours. So if you have someone that is a full-time employee, you need to have an employment contract and you need to have them inside your company as to pay them salary and pay the income tax of 20% and also pay the pension of 2% from the employee side and 2% from the employer side. Another way is to have them as individual contractor. Now, individual contractor can be registered as individual entrepreneur and they have the possibility to obtain a small business status if they can, because it has some different criteria which I'm going to talk about in the next video, and pay only 1% on their monthly income. Generally, the working hours are 40 hours per week, and then if someone is working above that, an employer has the obligation to compensate that. Also, I want to state that besides being cost-effective to hire employees in Georgia, it is also really efficient because labor code is really liberal, and it gives you all the terms and conditions you can write down in your agreement. It is really straightforward process. Also, the most problematic scenario is when you want to fire someone. This is where you terminate the contract, and this is where the problems arise. And I want to tell you how to do it properly. First of all, you need to send a prior notice 1 month before the termination of the contract. I need to state all the details why you are firing a person. Once you send the termination notice, after that, you need to compensate an employee with a 1 month salary at least. Also, additionally, I want to give you the information about the health insurance. This is not covered by the governmental funds. That means that you need to acquire the health insurance for your employee for the whole duration of the employment contract. If you want to know how to hire someone in a different country, please let us know and we'll cover that.